Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great beginning of the week. Hopefully, you're having a very good Monday. Okay, there we go. Stop the echo there. Sorry, my apologies for that. Ah, yes, so this week, not only this week, but during the month of October, I've been doing a top 200 horror movies in preparation for Halloween that is coming early next week. Also, I would like to mention that I would like to thank all my viewers. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the channel. By doing so, you're also helping me support my cats. My cats are extremely popular currently on YouTube. Thank you so much. That's the reason why I have this channel. That's the reason why I do everything I do. I'm JP, and my friends call me Jeeps. No, not the 4x4. Just Jeeps. I should probably rename the channel to just Jeeps. And what did I want to mention? Yeah, I used to work a regular job like everybody out there. Unfortunately, as I am getting older, my body does no longer want to function. And one of my last jobs was being a janitor for 12 years. And unfortunately, we had one of those crazy criminal tenants that couldn't afford to pay his rent and took it out on me. And that has left me with some brain damage, some memory loss, some memory confusion, and I am no longer able to hold a regular job. So, not one wanting to just sit on a couch and do nothing about anything. I decided to start up this YouTube channel, and that is why I do what I do. But I also do it because I like it. Now, I am not a horror buff, but given that Halloween is just around the corner, figured this month I'd do something a little bit different and get out of my comfort zone. But my comfort zone is sci-fi. I mean, I've been a long time Star Trek, Star Wars fans, Doctor Who from the early 60s. Not the remakes that came out like 10 years ago. Well, they're not really remakes, they're a continuation. Doctor Who's been going on for, I think it's the longest running series of all time, if not sci fi series of all time. But I also like fantasy. I've always liked Conan the Barbarian and Lord of the Rings, the animated Lord of the Rings, which was always a holiday special back in my youth. Then, Peter Jackson did three amazing movies. And I've always been, drawn to the fantasy genre. And as a kid growing up, I always liked sci fi and big robots. And mid 90s, I would say, there was this series called Gundam. Started watching that, started Googling, because, beginning of the internet and all that, and discovered that there was a lot, Gundam's been going on also from the late 60s. So I started watching a lot of Gundam and by default fell into the anime genre. So I watch a lot of anime. And no, it's not just cartoons or another name for cartoons, or it is Japanese. Well, nowadays it's pretty much anything. But back in the day, it was, manga made into anime. to try to promote the manga, and it is still that way today. So often enough, you I just love this new anime series, but there's only like one or two seasons because it's just there to promote the mangas, which is pretty much our version of a comic book or graphic novel or however you want to kind of put it there. So those are most of the topics that I cover here in my YouTube channel. And also, I'm a gamer. I've been gaming for a very long time now. I mean, it's something that's been around my entire life pretty much. And I say pretty much because no, pretty much up until the age of 8 years old, there was no computers, there was no game consoles. So as a kid, we actually got to go outside and play, get some exercise, and just get out of the house. It's not the case anymore. It really isn't the case anymore. People, at the age of 6 have tablets and phones that they can play games on. They have the PlayStations, all these things. But nonetheless, you know, me at the age of 8, we started getting Ataris and then televisions and Colecos and Commodore 64s. It was the early age of technologies. It's an interesting time to see how everything changed throughout the years. And yeah, it was a novelty when I was a kid, and then it became something else. Hey, my deck. Hellos. How are you today? Uh, I'm just doing my daily talk show before I get to do some more videos that I'll release reviews or trailers of. But since it's Halloween, I'm doing a top 200 horror movies. And over the past month, I've gone down the list. I am today now going to cover like number 40 and so on. Well, good to know that you're good. It's always good to start the week on a good foot. Okay, I'll go for some food and I'll watch you for a while, okay? But if you have a favorite horror movie that you would like to me to mention, eh, feel free to do so. So coming back to yeah, so I cover video games a little bit. I play a lot, and lately there is this one game called Genshin Impact that I really enjoy. And strangely enough, it is known worldwide, but here in America, we don't talk about this game much. But I've discovered it through some other YouTubers, and I've been playing it now for 3 weeks, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, yes, like a lot of other games, there's a lot of grind, but it also connects into fantasy. It connects to the anime genre, so it's kind of covering two bases for me in my video games. So I'm really enjoying that. So, okay, since the title is horror movies, let me know what your favorite horror movie is while I continue down the list. And unfortunately, like I said previously, this is not my typical genre. It's just something I'm doing for the Halloween season. So do forgive me for not knowing half, if not three-quarters of these movies. Hey Petrov, yes, I'll be playing later. I'm just doing my daily talk show where we get to talk about anything and everything. When I'm playing a game, I often talk about just basically that game. And when I do reviews of sci-fi or fantasy movies or series, that's pretty much what I cover then. But during these half an hour daily talk shows, we can talk about anything. Even though the title is Top 200 Horror Movies, that's just basically the underline because it is Halloween. So I'm trying to get into the spooky themes. But yes, I'll be playing a little bit later on today, obviously, and into the evening. There's a couple of videos that I want to do and edit and put on my YouTube channel. You know, all my longtime favorite anime series, there's a lot of them. And I like just cover the recent releases. Like right now, a good one is Eminence and Shadow, which I just saw another episode and it's funny. They really take it lightly, but do it in a really nice way. Hey Soren, how are you doing today? Jensen, yes, everybody's here for Jensen. I'll be playing later on. But in the meantime, let me know what your favorite horror movie is. Maybe it's something I know. Or not. So, as I was just talking about, I'll start off. Well, I've been going through the 200 the entire month. I am now down to number 40. So maybe we can get to number 30 today. I'll see how this goes. Because a lot of these movies I don't know. Roblox? Is that a horror movie? Is Roblox a horror movie? I think it's a game, which I don't play. You know, it's like Minecraft. A lot of young kids are playing Roblox or Minecraft and stuff. I don't do those games. No, you don't have a favorite horror movie? I have a few. I have a few, and I'll talk about it at some point. Hello. Oh, nice. I really like horror movies. It's hard to, yeah, say, but the best one, Paranormal Activity. Yep, Paranormal Activity. I don't know Astral and ESP, Free Fire. Free Fire. Okay. I do know Paranormal Activity. I don't know these other ones. Free Fire, I don't know. Astral, I don't know. But hey, they might be stuff that people are interested in. So you would definitely recommend these movies for somebody who's looking for a horror movie to watch on Halloween while they're serving candy to kids that come around the house? Or just over the weekend? Thursday or Friday, I'll come up with my own top 10. I mean, through the 200 that I'm going here, there's a few of them that I've kind of glimpsed at and talked about. And I think that today we will be talking about one of these. So at number 40, Don't Look Now. I mean, everybody knows Donald Sutherland, or maybe not. Maybe, it's a generation. This is a movie from 1973. Personally, I've never seen it. Don't know much about it. Don't know if I want it. I mean, it gets to a point where, okay, some of these, well, I mean, in my top 10 movies, there is this one movie called Poltergeist, which is not necessarily scary, but it did leave some scary moments in my life. So, that I'll keep that for Thursday and Friday. But okay. Now, having said I didn't want to see an older movie, I might want to see this one. A movie from 1942. So this is probably in black and white. And it's also probably, I don't know if there's any sound to it. Hopefully, there's sound to this movie, but it's entitled Cat People. And you may or may not know this, but I have two cats. I love my cats. They are the reason for why I have a YouTube channel. I love them a lot, and strangely enough, I've never seen Cat People the movie. Depends what you prefer. Me personally like movies with ghosts, paranormal, demons, and something like this. I don't like movies when there's a lot of blood, the gore. You like the Halloween saga? What is it? The Michael Myers Halloween with what's her name? Darn it, I forget her name. But she's done a lot of Halloween movies. Yeah, the Halloween sagas, the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, were kind of like the top three, but I've always found them to be more comedies than horror. So it was kind of, I mean, every girl that I used to date very young wanted to watch these horror movies just to cuddle. But I mean, it wasn't scary, it was funny. Ooh, okay. Well, this movie I can definitely recommend as a scary movie. The Birds at number 38, a movie from 1963. It is one of Alfred Hitchcock's classic movies. I watched it as a very young kid, and it was a black and white movie. Now, having said that, it was weird. Obviously, the birds, it's about birds and what birds do. And just the way, I don't know how they made this movie. I don't know how they made the special effects back in 1963, but it was really well done and creepy, and even more creepy. Unfortunately, some movies change the titles. I mean, in Italy, they changed some of the names. Need to check the exact names. Well, yeah, they do. They change the titles, and I mean, unfortunately, we do not speak all the same language. I mean, it would be so nice if everybody would speak the same language. Because even speaking the same language, we miscommunicate, but it gets 10 times more confusing changing different languages. I know it's part of everybody's culture, but at some point we need to somehow find a way to communicate. So we need to develop a culture of communication rather than a culture of the past. But yeah, I definitely can recommend The Birds as a scary movie. I saw it as a kid, and to this day, I remember this. Can't say I was scared, but it definitely is up there. The others I follow, the follows, and the last one I really love is The Conjuring. Yes, we've covered The Conjuring in a previous episode here where it was, I don't remember at what, but it was around the 100s. Conjuring, and I think that even there's a version of it with Anthony Hopkins, and he really does a good job all the time. At number 7 is a movie that I do not know, The Wailing, from 2016. and it has a score of 99%. Somehow, all the movies after 2010 have a near perfect score. I've never heard of any of them win an Oscar. And this is an Asian movie because I'm seeing all the names here. I don't know if this is Chinese, Korean, or Japanese, but I don't know. At number 36, we have Dead of Night, a movie from 1945. And Hitchcock, it's a classic. Yeah, really good movies. Do you think Psycho is horror or something different? I really like it. The first and second, third don't like very much. Well, I remember the first Psycho, the one that was in black and white. And yes, it was a very creepy movie. And for me, a creepy movie is a horror movie. So, yeah. Psycho is also, I would definitely put it in a classic horror movies. Maybe not my personal top 5 or top 10 horror movies, but it is definitely a classic. Definitely up there. I definitely prefer, Psycho to Dead of Night, a movie that I've never heard about. I mean, apparently this movie's made with four, not one, but four directors. So that is just weird having so many directors working on one movie. And we get to number 35, Under the Shadow. Again, a movie I've never heard about from 2016. It has a near perfect score at 99. And I've never heard about this. So they put, well, this is kind of strange because somebody's building is hit by a missile during the Iran-Iraq war. A superstitious neighbor suggests that the missile was something, something, something. This is almost, I don't know. I don't know how, where, I mean, okay. It's not what I put as a horror movie, but okay, then again, why not? At number 34, Host, a movie from 2020, again, perfect score of 99%. I really don't know where they are going with these movies. Like, automatic, this is what I should do. I should do a horror movie. And because we are in 2023, even though it might be extremely crappy, I'll get a near perfect score. Seems that way to me. I've never heard of this movie. It should have won an Oscar, having a 99% score. But we'll see. Six friends accidentally invite the attention of a demonic presence during an online seance and begin noticing strange occurrences. Yep, I've never seen this one, never heard of it. This next one I do know. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now, there's been a couple of Cloverfield movies. If I'm not mistaken, this was like the third one. in the series. At number 33, after surviving a car accident, Michelle, somebody wakes up to find herself in an underground bunker. The Cloverfield are like somewhat sci-fi, but also horror movies, genres, where the world is kind of being invaded by aliens, but it's more about how we react to it that makes it horrific. So being a sci-fi person, I really like these movies. I don't know if I would put them in the top 10 of my horror movies, but it is a little bit creepy. And I mean, in this third one, you don't get to see the aliens really, it's just the background story of it. At number 32, Peeping Tom. I've never seen this, never heard of it, from 1960. There's a lot of these movies that I've never heard, never seen. And I can't really talk about them because I don't even know the actors, I don't know the directors, and I've never heard anybody talk about these. So I don't know who made this list, but it seems to me that there would be a lot more movies in here you'd think that we know. At number 31, The Witch, a movie from 2015, also very high score. But even being from 2015, it's a movie that happens in the 1600s. Hmm. So I don't know. Maybe this is worth watching. Because I do like fantasy, and a lot of fantasy movies do have witches in them. So it might be something to have a look at. And to finish today's show, we will finish with The Cabin in the Woods, which I did see. I did enjoy it. Uh, it was okay. I don't know if I would give it a 92%. I definitely would give it a 70%. It was good. It wasn't great. Like the Blair Witch Project. Yeah. Yep. Me and another friend, we were talking about that earlier last week. We were talking about the Blair Witch. Personally, I kind of liked the movie, and it was also uh, it did give me some motion sickness, so it was very hard for me to be able to watch the movie. For that reason, and a lot of people talked about it, I did not see it in the theaters. I saw it at home, where if the motion sickness would get too bad, I could put it on pause and continue the movie later on. I like the fact that it was a simple movie, done simple, on a very low budget, but people can still do great things. Money is not everything. When you have a good story and you tell it in a way that makes sense, you could do great things. You don't need like 200 million or 300 million. Money does not make it a good movie. No, I did not see the part two. Unfortunately, I did not see it. It might be something I might do next week for Halloween. We'll see, because a lot of people want me to play ginseng and are not interested in talking about horror movies. But I do a little bit of everything on my YouTube channel, so I like doing a little bit of everything. So, okay, I think I've talked long enough here. Like, this is a half an hour, 30-minute talk show where people get to talk to me about everything and anything. Yeah, like Paranormal Activities, I heard they spend like $15,000 for the first one. Yep. It may not be able to be possible in sci-fi. It might not be possible to do in fantasy movies at these budgets, but you can do a good horror story on a very low budget and be entertaining. So maybe this is something that we need to do. Maybe I need to start a GoFundMe to do a horror movie. But if I was to do a horror movie, I would incorporate elements from sci-fi and fantasy for sure. For sure. Have to have that. Have to have that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But I definitely, I don't know. But okay, I will end the show here. So hopefully, I give you people something to think about for Halloween. Ideas for disguises, ideas to watch movies. Like, this is not my comfort zone, but I will, definitely dip into some of these. Like, for me, even Tokyo Ghoul is a horror movie and it's an anime and it's really well done and interesting. So, we'll see how this goes. So, I'm going to end the talk show here. Stay tuned because I'll be back every day this week at noon. And I'm going to go and do a review of an anime series or a sci fi series. And a little bit later on, in an hour or two, I'll be playing some Genshin. So stay tuned for that. Have yourselves a very good Monday. And I will catch you folks later. Oh, if you want to see an Asian movie, there is a paranormal activity, the Tokyo Night. Okay, noted. See you later, folks. Bye-bye.